Yo, that's a fire ass intro.
Yeah,
That is
I like
fire.
it.
Yo, I'm back. I am back. Sideline to sideline. Welcome back. My name is the NFL Genius Gene Walls. I can tell the upper left corner. I got the Prince of Production. Wide Wire Network. My man, the King, Kyle Edwards. How you feeling tonight, Kyle?
I'm good. Good to see you back, man. Happy to talk some NFL.
In the upper right corner.
Go, Pack, go.
My man from the N1 podcast, from the Meaty Boys podcast, from Sideline to Sideline. He's not guarding the 2. He's guarding the 3. Mr. Brett Gardapee.
Hey, what's popping, y'all? I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking football this week. Can't wait to watch this slaughter Dallas in primetime.
Joining us, oh, by the way, we'll get into that. Joining us shortly, he'll be taking it back. He's Mr. D. Godfrey. We'll introduce him when he gets in the chat. But we got a lot to get into tonight. And by the way, I'm not like the NFL is. They're just different to me, right? It's like things work out. I think the NFL is a scripted sport. I don't think it's all scripted, but for the Dallas Cowboys to trade Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, and then just a few weeks later, play them on Sunday night. This was scheduled before the trade. This was the Sunday night game before the trade. It's a little poetic justice. Speaking of the man that's taking it deep, he's Mr. THEEGODFREY. He's backed by the brick wall and the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles. Mr. D. Godfrey.
Championship defense. Look at that, guys. Does your team have a ring where the bird wings fly out? I don't think so.
Well, no, they don't. They don't have a bird team.
The Ravens never got one. They got a bird.
Is the Ravens fan in the room with us?
I don't think so.
Nope.
They're hiding this week anyway. The Ravens fans are hiding this week.
Oh, we'll talk about the Ravens too. Listen, that's y'all foreshadowing. You're foreshadowing very early. We got to talk about some football games.
Sure.
We got a game tonight, which, by the way, I don't think I've walked into a Thursday night game where I had no good feel of like what was going to happen in the football game. I don't, right? My mind and body tells me that the Seattle Seahawks are the better football team. My mind and body tells me the Seattle Seahawks should win the football game. But Vegas and everything I know about sports betting tells me it's a Cardinals under. So I'm interested to see what happens. I don't want to pretend that I know. I'm 7-2 against the spread this year. I'm not touching this one. Not touching it. Let's get started with talking about last week. You see the title? Guardian 3. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do this to you. Can you please read me the title of the show?
Your attempt has been blocked.
In the 1 o'clock hour, we seen 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 blocked field goals that were game-changing. The New York Jets came back from 16 down, blocked the field goal, scored 17 straight points in the Buccaneers to take the lead off a blocked field goal touchdown. The Green Bay Packers went to kick a go-ahead field goal with 37 seconds left on the clock. It was blocked. And the craziest one of them all, and not because it's my own team, because it is the craziest one of them all, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis block a kick, score a touchdown, and then block another kick and return it for a touchdown. I've never seen anything like it.
Me either. 15-point swing.
Well, I mean, look, Jordan Davis didn't need to score that touchdown. He helped a lot of Eagles fans make some money, but a lot of Rams fans that had Rams plus 3.5.
Thank you, spread gods, for anointing Jordan Davis, the savior of our spread. I thank you, the football, the soccer ball, and the Holy Ghost.
I mean, how crazy is that? Godfrey, Did you have the Eagles in that game? Did you bet them?
I did have them in that game, but I bought it down in connection with another parlay, so I only had them by 3. I thought
It wouldn't have mattered either.
No, I thought the bet was screwed. I was just like, all right, well, this is it. This is how it's going to go. You know what I mean? Especially I did actually, and I have the receipts if you want to believe me, I put 50 on them at halftime to money line. And the reason is because I didn't know if it was sustainable for LA to keep up that pace. The touchdown by Devontae Adams was a clear push off. Even Greg Olsen said it. It happens. They missed those calls. They're not going to catch them all. I didn't, Puka Nacua is going to get his, but I didn't, I just felt like we were going to make some plays. And the way they did it, though, the reason why I threw 50 on them was they had to come out throwing. No matter what, you had to come out throwing because of where the score was. So I was like, now's as good a time as ever. I just didn't feel like they were going to collapse and not be able to push the ball downfield. And A.J. Brown was like, here I am. Not that he was not participating, I'm just saying. So, yeah.
It's a rarity that all 3 of our teams were playing in the 1 o'clock hour. The Patriots were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in a game in which, I'll tell you right now, if you ever want to buy stock in Trevion Henderson, buy it now. Because if you are a Patriots running back on that roster last week, you had the Fumblerooskies, Stevenson, Gibson, and then the Packers, who I've never seen so many people talk about a fixed NFL game as much as they talked about that. Have you seen this? Have you seen this talk, Brett?
I have not.
A lot of people are talking about the Packers fixed that game.
I think that's because a lot of people had the Packers picked in their survivor pool and they lost. That's what I think. People do that, and it's often associated with a bet that all the money was going on the Packers, right? We all knew that. I picked the Packers. You guys don't know this. Last week on the show, or no, Brent did a TikTok live. I went in and pulled the reverse jinx on him, and I said, hey, I think the Packers are going to handle the Browns easily. Little did he know that my plan hatched correctly, and it did not go that way, and it's helping my Eagles with the NFC standings. But no, it was a surprise to me, but it wasn't fixed, man. I like Jordan Love. I just think he's middle of the pack quarterback. He still throws on the back foot a lot, and I don't, I think people were anointing them. Micah Parsons has given them the juice. They are an upgraded defense by sure, and a definitely formidable contender, I would say. But week 3, week 4, the first 4 weeks of the NFL will make you a liar, as I always say, because it's really the preseason right now. So I'm not surprised. So
okay,
and
go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, and I told Godfrey in that same TikTok live, I was like, "Look, Sunday against the Browns, it's going to be an absolute dogfight."
He did say that.
I absolutely respect the defensive line of the Browns, and then when our O linemen started dropping, when Jordan Morgan has to play 3 different positions on the line in the same game, it's really not good. So at the end of the day, respect to Cleveland. They stuck around with it, and they were able to take advantage and win that game. We knew it was going to be a dogfight, and they managed to pull it out. So nothing but respect to them for that one.
Dogfight and a dog pound.
By the way, Brett, you are literally the best loser ever, right? Nobody else can do that. What you just did. I can't do that. I'm not mature enough to be like, yeah, they really they held on, they played it. Fuck that. Fuck them. I hate all of them. I can't do that.
Look, when we're in the NFC Championship game in a couple months, I'm not going to worry about a week 3 loss to the Browns. So it'll even out in the end.
I love that. I did want to do something with you guys, and I didn't tell any of you guys this, but I have it up and I'm ready. And it's going to be a little earlier than I expected because Godfrey brought the conversation up about Jordan Love. I am a little higher on Jordan Love than most people are. I have Jordan Love ranked 9th on my quarterback rankings list. I think that's higher than most. Brett, where do you normally see him? I know you're a Packers fan.
I predicted this year that he would be 7th best quarterback.
Well, you're a Packers fan. I'm saying, where do you normally see him on a national stage ranked quarterbacks? I have
Oh no, I think that's about right. He's normally somewhere between like 9 and 11. Like he's normally in that fringe top 10 talk.
I want to compare him to Jalen Hurts. And I want Kyle to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. But I'm going to ask everybody their question on this. So what I did was I listed a list of attributes and characteristics of an NFL starting quarterback, franchise quarterback. And I want you to tell me if you would rather have Jordan Love's or Jalen Hurts' characteristics. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Easy start. Arm strength. It's very important to have. Would you rather have Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts?
I think I would take Jordan Love. He's got some pretty absurd arm strength, especially throwing off his back foot, what he can do. I would take Love over Hurts for arm strength.
Kyle, can you keep a track of points?
Yes, I can do that.
Appreciate that. I agree with you that Jordan Love has better arm strength than Jalen Hurts. Godfrey, can we make this a clean sweep?
Yeah, he's got better arm strength than Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Kyle, we good on that one?
Yep.
Okay. Accuracy of the pass. I will start and I will say I think Jordan Love is more accurate than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think Jordan Love has his moments where he has some stupid throws, but in terms of accuracy,
Intelligence isn't there. I'm talking about accuracy.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
I think they're closer than people think. I saw some egregious wide open throws past Tucker Kraft last week, and he has a great arm, but his mechanics are bad.
You can't lay your stake here. We're not going to get into mechanic. We're going to get into mechanic.
Okay.
I'm just talking about accuracy.
I mean, I don't think they're that far apart, but I'll give it to Jordan Love.
Okay. Kyle.
Yes. Accuracy?
Yes, accuracy.
I would go. Yeah, I'd probably go Love.
Okay. You guys seem to think it's closer than I do. I don't think it's that close. Mobility. Can we get a quick clean sweep for Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're good there, right? Then it goes into mental attributes. Leadership. Can we get a quick clean sweep for Jalen Hurts here?
No, that's fair.
That's fair, right? I just want to look. I'm trying to be objective here when I do this. Are we good with leadership going to Jalen Hurts, Godfrey?
Yeah. He's got some of the best intangibles in the league, in my opinion.
I agree. So we're 2-2. Decision making. Kyle, why don't you start this one?
I mean, Love has those moments where you wonder why he, takes certain liberties. I would probably say Hurts for that one. Hurts usually takes care of the ball, so I'll give it to him.
That's why when Guardy 3 was talking about sometimes he makes this, I'm like, hold on. I don't want you. I have a bunch. Guardy 3, it will go back to Jordan Love. I promise. There's a whole list of it of these attributes, but this is a Jalen Hurts win right here. Am I correct here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Poise under pressure. I think we're going to argue on this one. And I don't think I'm going to argue with Guardy 3 on this one. I think this is Jordan Love.
I would probably lean Love too. Yeah.
I'm not. No way.
Okay, so I'm glad. So Guardy 3, where are you out here? Are we going Love or Hurts?
Oh, I think it's Love.
Okay, so Godfrey, I would love to just 30 seconds each side. Change my mind. I'm an Eagles fan. I would love to go with poise under pressure. And what I mean by poise under pressure, I don't mean him playing in the Super Bowl, like that pressure. I mean under pressure by the defender. I mean blitzed. I mean when teams' whole game plan to stop Jalen Hurts is cover zero.
My thing is, when I see them pressured, when you said pressured, I thought about being flushed out of the pocket, throwing on the run, throwing across your body in the traffic, which he did in the NFC Championship game, which he did against Tommy DeVito in the the Cutlet Giants, as I like to call them, and lost that game on a Monday night. And I just feel like he's got the potential, but he hasn't cleaned up his game yet. And I feel like Jalen Hurts has less of a propensity to do things like that. The stats for passing is going to be less for Jalen Hurts as far as volume, but I'm looking for efficiency here. And efficiency is also connected to turning over the ball. I've seen Jordan Love try to do the magical throw off the back foot thing. And sometimes that works, man. And you got to make a play, but I just seen it not work as much as it needs to. And it turns into a turnover several times in big spots.
You're not changing me there, because I think what you're doing is you're taking the poise under pressure and you're making it into decision making again. And I don't think one is with the other, right? I think that Jordan Love definitely makes bad decisions, but I think that playing under pressure, he's a lot more comfortable. The blueprint on how to stop Jalen Hurts is to bull rush him, cover zero, send it all. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I have it 3-3. Are we all in the agreement there?
Yep.
I'm sorry for this one too, Gardy 3. I'm sorry. Toughness is next on the list. That's it.
Hurts. Yeah.
What?
I said I would go Hurts for toughness.
Are we going Hurts there?
Yeah. I'll give Jordan Love some credit. I think it's pretty close, but yeah, I'll give the edge of the Hurts on that one.
Okay. Competitiveness is next on the list. I don't know how to rank these two.
Yeah, I don't.
Jalen Hurts is an absolute psychopath. I've never seen anything like it. Did you guys see the video of him watching the blocked field goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you see this, Gardy 3?
Say no.
Oh, let me show it to you.
I feel like he's the Dexter of the football league.
I've never seen anything like this. This is absolutely the most psycho thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to pull it up. I want to show it to you. I liked it just so I could show it to you guys on air. It is absolutely. So this is, and so you guys are watching, this is 100%. It's not altered. This is Jalen Hurts watching the field goal attempt to win or lose the game. I want you to pay attention to all the guys that are around him. Okay? You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Joshua Carty has it blocked again. This time, Jordan Davis, the big man, looks for the icing on one big cake. Eagles hang on. Joshua Carty has it blocked again. This time, Jordan Davis.
I think the funniest part is watching Nick Sirianni run by him and bump him. He's a psychopath. His face, they blocked the kick to win the football game. And I don't want the whole show to be on Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. My whole point was, I think Jalen is the better quarterback right now, but I think it's a lot closer than a lot of people would like to think. Is that fair? Are we good there?
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I got Jalen in top 5. I mean, so as quarterbacks in the top 5.
I have them 5 through 7.
Yeah.
I'll say I got Jalen top 5 too, but like I said, I got Love not trailing too far behind him. I think he's been pretty easily a top 7-8 quarterback this year.
See, I like Jalen because of that mentality, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that will hear the outside noise. You got to pass more. Ooh, you have to pass more. You have to prove that you're a good quarterback. And you know what? He doesn't give a crap. And I love that. He's stoic. He might be thinking that on the inside, but he doesn't show it to anybody. And that doesn't touch him because it's game 3. As exciting as it was, him as a professional athlete wants to win another championship, because it's just going to be like, if he wins another one, which I hope, I'm not saying that's going to happen, it's going to be real hard to pull out all these excuses. It's just funny watching people backtrack this year. As an Eagles fan, I've never been in that position ever, really. And Now it's like, it's just, I feel like the Eagles are becoming the Chiefs now all of a sudden, right? And I just like his mentality, man. He's not impressed. He's not a prisoner of the moment. And the story I love the most about him, which points to that, is he had, what was the screensaver he had on his phone, Gene, until they won the Super Bowl?
He has the picture of the confetti coming down with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl in 2022 as his background.
How many times does Michael Jordan show up for people that has on a shoe deal? He don't care about Philly. He was in Philly, did the Michael Jordan thing. You know what I mean? I was at that game. I was like, oh, MJ's there. Everybody went wild. I think he has a Jordan mentality. I really do. I think he's a psychopath like Jordan. I'm telling you, I think those guys relate.
The mentality I follow. The problem is Jordan was also the most talented player, and Jalen Hurts.
That's true too.
Jalen Hurts does not have the physical abilities, and when I argue Jalen Hurts, when he gets constantly underrated, I was arguing with somebody the other day that they were like, Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I'm like, but see, you throw your hands up. It's funny because Dak does throw the ball better than Jalen Hurts.
Everybody tries to take the corn from a piece of poop and be like, oh, it's there.
No, I'm with you, Godfrey. My point is the arguments that I make is the mentality of what he does, the way he affects winning. But once again, not a whole Jalen Hurts
versus the world.
Yeah, show. I just, my whole point was I wanted to give Guardy 3 some love because I think Jordan Love is a lot closer than a lot of people think he is. Before I tackle Eagles Rams a little bit more, I kind of want to go to Kyle and I want to apologize to him.
Okay.
Here's my apology. I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense would be able to have their way with Drake May because I didn't think he's that good of a quarterback. And I thought the receivers were And I thought the Steelers defense would be able to dominate that football game. I also thought Aaron Rodgers would be able to move the football. I want to read you some stats. Total yards, 369 to 203. Drake May, 268 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, 139 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Drake May also added 45 yards on the ground for 303 all-purpose yards. The difference in this football game wasn't played at the quarterback position because QBR, quarterback rating, yards, attempts, completion percentage, Drake May was better.
Mm-hmm.
The difference in this football game was Ramondre Stevenson lost 2 fumbles. Antonio Gibson lost a fumble. The Patriots lost the ball 4 times. They had 5 turnovers in the football game.
Yep.
I personally left that football game knowing that I got away with it by the skin of my teeth picking the Steelers. Did anybody else? I got the chance to watch the All-22 in that game. I'm a psychopath. If you ever want my NFL Plus logins, let me know. I kind of really need to just turn it off a little bit. But I watched the full game, Kyle, and Drake May looks better each week.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason I'm so confident in picking him this week versus Carolina, they're probably my best bet. Did you guys get a chance to check out any of the Steelers-Patriots game? And if you did, what were your thoughts? And then I'll get to Kyle's full reaction.
I thought it was a game that they let slip through their hands. I actually had the Patriots as kind of a little quasi parlay pick, and he got away with one. I think the world of Vrabel. I think he's brought an attitude change. He's brought in veterans that are going to reinforce that culture. And I think, I saw a lot. I saw enough from Drake May last year at the end of the season to think that there was a path for an upward trajectory, right? There's improvement that could be made. So, who's the OC? Is McDaniels back there?
Yep.
And I hate McDaniels as a head coach, and I think he, but you got to give him credit where credit's due. He is a damn good OC. I think as an offensive coordinator, I think he's a talent.
He's a terrible head coach. That's not what we're
yeah.
He's a better OC though.
Yeah, he's a better OC, and I just thought that was quintessential for him to have an upward trajectory. Who is going to be his OC? Because I thought last year he showed enough in a system where it didn't really seem that organized. I know he may have got the hook after 1 year, but that I like Drake May. I think he's got upward mobility as far as his potential.
How much of the game did you see, Guardy 3? If you didn't, it's okay. I know you were watching Packers.
No, I'd say I caught some of it. I thought Drake May and the Patriots actually looked like the better football team almost all game. The problem is they just couldn't keep keep control of the ball. Just too many turnovers, too many mistakes. So this is a young team, and I'll give credit to Drake May as well. Every time I see him, he looks like he's just getting better and better. And even though they lost, I like the fact that they're losing in a competitive fashion. And if they clean up these little things, well, they might be able to play spoiler at the end of the year.
I love this. So is anybody with the last name McDaniels any variation of poor head coach, but a genius of an offensive coach? I love that. No, I watched that game clearly. That better football team on Sunday was the New England Patriots, and the better football team didn't win that game. Kyle, what was your breakdown of the game, if you don't mind?
No, it's look, I was a big fan of the Vrabel hire, and I feel like through 3 weeks, what I've seen is a team that thinks they can win football games now. Last year, you could see a lot of frustration with guys. You heard guys talking through the media about, the roles and everything like that. You don't hear that now with this team because I think they believe in Vrabel's system and his ability on offense. They actually have a game plan because McDaniels, like you said, McDaniels is a head coach, disorganized and a lot of issues there, but he knows how to come up with an offensive game plan, and that was on display. And look, the fumbles are what they are. I feel like, Vrabel's a coach that I agree with you with the Travion Henderson. Like, now's the time to really look at his usage rate going up because Vrabel isn't going to stand for Ramondre's 2 fumbles. I think Gibson, at that point, like the game was kind of slipping from them with all the mistakes. But, defensively, they couldn't stop the run last year. This year, they're one of the best teams against the run. So they're getting like that side of the ball set while the offense is coming along. Like the wide receiver group is what it is. But, Booty's kind of become a playmaker. Hunter Henry is still doing his thing. So I still think that there is a path for the Patriots to be a playoff team. Doesn't hurt that the rest of the AFC is kind of down right now and helping them out.
So what was notable for me that game is that when they went for it on 4th down. Yeah. When most people, what I'm talking about, they're deep in their territory. And most people wouldn't do that. And I like that about Vrabel because we're here to win. He could easily get away with having a 3-14 season. People be like, oh, it's his first year. He's not there for that. He wants to win from the door, right? Yep. And I think that's important because they're like, oh my God, I couldn't believe he'd go for it, and everybody saw that play because they showed it on Red Zone. But it's like that's the mentality that he brings, and I just think that's good for the Patriots organization. And listen, a lot of people talked about Jerome Mia afterwards, and I think they realized quickly he wasn't a fit for whatever reason. I don't think he was.
I think it was too soon for him to be a head coach.
I do too. 100%.
Let's take out the first quarter. First quarter, we take that out. How many times do you think the Patriots punted that game?
I think it might have been once after that.
It's once in the first quarter, 0 afterwards. Touchdown, interception, fumble, touchdown, fumble, turnover on downs. But which, by the way, I wasn't a fan of the 4th and 1 call. I watched that play like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, the one to Pop Douglas. Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of the play. Got to move forward, but just glad we got the breakdown of New England Patriots.
Fan of the result, though. I was a fan of the result.
I mean, sure. Brett, I had the Green Bay Packers game on during the Philadelphia Eagles game. Partially because I talk Browns football with Cottrell constantly. That game was dominant by the Packers defense the whole game. They were unbelievable. It was 10-0. This is the part that stood out to me. 10-0 Packers. The Browns have the ball 1st and goal from the 4, end up kicking a 40-yard field goal. I was 38. I'm just kind of like gist in it, but it's 10-3, and then Jordan Love makes it Jordan Love. The only thing you can't do after that is throw that pick. You can't do that. Get
Was
Brett.
was he under duress?
So I want to give a lot of. I feel like not enough people are giving Grant Delpit credit for making that interception because I thought that was a great play by him.
100%.
Jordan Love clearly thought Delpit was going to keep going up the seam with Tucker Kraft, but then he peeled off, and Jordan Love clearly wasn't expecting that.
Yep.
And he was able to step in front of it. So while that was not a great read by Jordan Love, I also think that was also just maybe more of a great play from Delpit.
Yes, I agree. It's definitely both. Delpit got an absolute plus on the play, but the only point I'm trying to make in that play is great. Grant Delpit made a hell of a play, but you're up 7. Your defense is dominating. The only thing you can't do is throw that pick. I don't care if you throw the cheesiest check down of all time. You cannot throw that pick.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. Like I said, at the end of the day, while I give Delpit a lot of credit for that, that's still a throw that Jordan Love can't make. But what I want to give him credit for is how he bounced back because
100%.
they get the touchdown, and what does Love do? He doesn't buckle under the pressure. In fact, he leads a drive and puts them right into field goal range to win the game, which unfortunately didn't work out in our favor. So as much as I defend Jordan Love, there's definitely some things that he still needs to work on. But like I said, I'll give him credit. Bad pick, but he bounced back in a nice way. And if there's anybody that I'm kind of looking at too with the Green Bay Packers is I think we need to take a good long look at our special teams coach. I think Rich Bisaccia might need to go soon.
I love you, George. That's an amazing comment. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your soliloquy with that. She said, anybody having a great football season, screw you, I'm miserable. Right. I get it, Rich Bisaccia. And when we talk about Jordan Love responding after that interception, I'm going to be honest with you. The pass to Tucker Kraft was great. It was great design on the play. But what I was more impressed with was getting the pass to draw the DPI on the first pass he threw. He threw 2 passes on the whole series. He threw a DPI, and it was a perfect, like the read was perfect. The play call was perfect. The throw was perfect to make the defender actually have to interfere. And then the pass to Tucker Kraft. I think Green Bay is going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
But that being said, the Browns defense did exactly what I was worried about. What I was worried about them doing as far as the Packers' offensive line. They dominated the line of scrimmage.
Myles Garrett is a game wrecker. Like, you know.
This isn't just Myles Garrett, though, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Brett, you watched that whole game. Do you feel like the Packers' offensive line got dominated as much as I did?
Oh, absolutely. That was the biggest reason I told Godfrey it was going to be a dogfight. I was worried, and the Browns came in and dominated a lot more than even I expected. That was just dominance right from the jump.
Like Myles Garrett, 100% dominant, but Malik Collins, like from the interior, was what really stood up and jumped off the page to me.
Mm.
Yeah, Godfrey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Hey, you know it's bad when we have linemen yelling "Jordan, run" when Myles Garrett's chasing them.
All right,
Jeez.
And then the last game with the Philadelphia Eagles. Godfrey, I want to ask you, and then we'll kind of move into this Monday Night Football game before we talk about tonight's game. I want to ask you, Godfrey, what changed at halftime with the play calling?
For an offense?
Did Nick take the play calling away from? I don't know why I always draw a blank on this guy's name. I just really hate
Tupelo, Kevin Tupelo.
Kevin Patullo.
Patullo, yeah.
Did Nick take the play calling away, or did Jalen check more at the line, or did Kevin Patullo just wake up?
I think Jalen made Kevin Patullo wake up. Like,
yeah, I loved him screaming at him on the sideline. I haven't seen Jalen that fired up in a long time.
Yeah. I think Jalen was like, "Yo, dude, like, this isn't working. We need to do something different." You know what I mean? Like, give me the rock. You know what I mean? Saying like, and he's in a tough position, man, because in Philly, the eyes are on the offensive coordinator every year. Unfortunately, fortunately, but unfortunately, we're losing coordinators all the time because of success, right? So you have to learn a new system, and I feel like Jalen's, been that. But yeah, Patullo got cursed out. You could say pretty much, Jory, that's what happened. And I go back to a story. It was kind of bumpy with Kellen Moore at first, and there was a turning point where the offensive line, out of Jordan Mailata's mouth, had a meeting with Kellen Moore to readjust their approach. Okay, and then once that happened, it seemed that the ship got righted, and they started doing what they needed to do. And maybe that was that moment there, but I definitely think Jalen was like, "Yo, dude," because you had to pass it. You weren't going to run your way back to that. That wasn't going to happen. You had to pass, and you had the weapons. So I think he got him to take the can off the play call and like let's make some plays with our athletes. Brown, Smitty, and that's what I think happened personally.
Kyle, you played Madden.
Yep.
What's one of the most famous running plays in Madden? Inside play.
Oh, I run a lot of like inside zone and stuff like that.
Inside zone. It's the most famous running play in Madden. I feel like that Kevin Patullo was spamming inside zone. I don't think there's a team in football that have ran inside zone for less than 3 yards more than the Philadelphia Eagles. They run it every fucking play. I'm like, God, you're going to get this guy killed. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And even the announcer, I love Greg Olson. Greg Olson's like, you have a great wide receiver on the outside. You got to give him the ball. And then they start throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, and he's covered, and he just takes the ball. Here's the point. This is a point that I think a lot of people forget about. Godfrey, the Rams have a cornerback on their team that used to play for the Washington Commanders. Do you know that cornerback's name?
Oh, man, it's the guy that got the sack, right? Is the guy
Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah.
Do you know where Emmanuel Forbes played for? Played for the Commanders. Do you know what Emmanuel Forbes is famous for? Talking a bunch of shit to A.J. Brown and then getting caught crying on the sideline. Yes, that happened.
Wow.
A.J. Brown absolutely had lunch at the expense of Emmanuel Forbes in the second half of that football game. There were 2 plays where he just ripped the ball away from him. Jalen threw like a pop-up on a comeback route. It was the worst throw ever, and we're going to give credit to Jalen for it. It made no sense. And J.J. Brown just said, that's mine, and just took it out of his hand and then pushed him to the ground and ran down the sideline for 15 more yards. I was like, what the hell's going on? That was the biggest amazing moment to me in that football game. Eagles still have massive issues, and you cannot let a win hide the fact that your offensive coordinator was terrible and the fact that your defense just wasn't good. They weren't good. Nolan Smith's out until November. That's a big loss. Your thoughts on the Eagles-Rams, Guardy 3, Kyle?
I mean, I just think it's one of those games where championship level teams will find ways to get it done, and that's what they did. The block at the end, that's winning football, and that's probably why Hurts reacted the way he did, because in Hurts' mind, he's probably moved on to this week and probably looking at what can he do better. So he didn't want to just overly celebrate that. I mean, I think for the Rams, it was a good showing for them, but I just think once again, the Eagles haven't necessarily had a pretty win, you would say, this year, but they're still getting wins. And when you're in your repeat year, those wins usually mean a lot when you get later in the season. Because for a lot of those guys in that team, it might be mentally draining right now, knowing you're a target every time you step on the field. But you got to fight through that and just stack wins. And that's how I looked at that Rams game. Like, they just stacked a business-like win, get out of there with it, and you move on.
If you told me the Philadelphia Eagles would be 3-1 after 4 games this year, looking at that schedule, I would have signed up for it.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Guardy, do you have anything else you want to add before we move forward?
say no, just a great win for Philly, and they looked a lot. They almost looked like a different team after coming out of half. So great adjustments on Philadelphia's end. It was a fantastic win.
There's one thing we didn't mention. I want to mention real quick,
Yes,
which
please.
majorly impacts the Philadelphia Phillies offensive scheme. And I don't know if they're connected.
For the Phillies?
No,
kidding.
Lane Johnson not being in the game. That's a huge loss. All right, you're going
What
from
in the
Lane
world
Johnson.
were they thinking about before they put Fred Johnson in, Godfrey?
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, when Lane Johnson was out, I'm like, well, we're in trouble because historically our record has not been good without Lane Johnson overall. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. It didn't make any sense. The inside zone thing is accurate with the Madden thing. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, and I don't like the inside zone thing because I feel like, do we have the same level that we had with Mekhi Becton? We got Mekhi Becton was a road grader in the middle of that offensive line, right?
100%.
And so he's not there. That holes that they had last year that Saquon had ain't there this year.
They're not.
You know what I mean? And they're not coming back either unless they trade for him and get his ass back. So that's all I'm saying.
Want to move on. If you want to talk about Kevin Patul as the Eagles offense coordinator, there's another coordinator that we have to talk about. And Jory, there's a really bad coordinator in football, and he's making waves around the NFL. And I'd like to get your guys' opinions on the Monday Night Football game, because if you don't know who Zachary Orr is, you should know him now. One of my favorite guys, you guys have heard me rave about this guy constantly. One of my favorite defensive players in football is a linebacker on the Baltimore Ravens by the name of Roquan Smith. He's become a cone. I've never seen a linebacker digress more. He was not good last year. He is awful. They might have to bench him.
Didn't he get paid 2 years ago?
No parts of Penei Sewell. None.
Yeah.
I was so blown away that the Lions absolutely bullied the Ravens in that football. Bro, they didn't beat the Ravens. They bullied them. They beat them in the submission.
I did not
That
see
Monday
that
Night Football game was a curb stomping.
Yeah, I was surprised on the road. I was on the other side of the game. I thought it'd be competitive, but I did not think for a second that was going to happen. And I was like, wow, I was blown away. And they schooled them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with that. It's like the Ravens back with like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, those Ravens teams used to line up and bully people, and that's what the Lions did to them. And I agree with you. Like, I thought the Lions had a shot at it, but I didn't think they would do it the way that they did. And that like 95-yard drive that they put, like, that's when I knew it was like, okay, Lions are out here trying to make a statement. The Ravens on the other side, it was like the body language from Lamar was bad. Derrick Henry, like, I don't know what's going on. You know, they don't use him. They use him the first drive, and then they completely go away from him, and then they like try to rev him back up in the fourth, and that's where the fumbling happens, and he's on the sideline losing it. You know, like you said, Roquan Smith, every time, look, if you wanted to find him on the field, find Penei Sewell, and Roquan was usually the guy backing away from him. And that's where Roquan Smith was on defense. And then when they got tired of doing that, they just pointed out Marlon Humphrey and sent guys at him. It was like they just toyed around with Baltimore and was like, we'll beat you on this drive, running it down your throat. This drive, we'll throw a gadget play in there just to show that we're having fun with you, and we'll just do whatever we want. And then we see Baltimore try to do it on their own side, and it's like, that's not who you are. You're not a gadget team. Stop trying to be Detroit. Be you.
David Montgomery looked more like Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry looked like Derrick Henry. Isn't this the second week in a row, or maybe it's 2 out of 3 weeks that Derrick Henry had a huge fumble? He had a huge one in Buffalo. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And now he had a huge one here, and he doesn't normally do that. Maybe Derrick Henry is the guy. He still could run, but maybe it's the ball carrying skills that start going first. I am perplexed by it. They're seeing something on film where they're like, this is how you get to him. Don't tackle him. Get that ball out. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they're also using him in a funny way. It's like they'll put him offset in shotgun, have him sidestepping to the side. Lamar tosses it to him. Then they want him. That's not what Derrick Henry. You hand it to him.
We're not doing this.
No, I'm just saying that I feel like he's frustrated with how he's being used. 12 carries is not probably what he signed up for in Baltimore. Like Baltimore is a running team, and you go and get a top running back, but don't use them.
I disagree with you. I'm sorry. And I love you and I respect you, but I think that I think last year he had 2,300 all-purpose yards, 1,900 rushing yards.
No, yeah. He had a great year last year. Yes, I agree.
They went out and got him, and they used him, right?
Well, it seemed like they conveniently used him.
What are we talking about? He had 1,900 yards. He had the second.
He could have had like 2,300 though. But I'm saying like they
used. He had 2,300.
I'm just saying. He could have had more. I'm saying it's just like because look at the stat last year. In their losses, he had less than 20 carries. How many carries did he have in the playoff game that they lost? They didn't use him. So they use him when they want to, and then when they need to use him,
Derrick Henry is the sole reason that team is 1-2. The sole reason.
I would put some of that on the defense too.
I put none of it on the defense. If he doesn't fumble the football, they're 2-1 at minimum. At minimum.
I guess you would give them the Buffalo game without the fumble.
100% win the Buffalo game.
No, I'm just saying because you said 2-1. Because I mean,
and he destroyed their chances of winning the game versus the Lions by fumbling the football where he did.
I mean, it hurt them, but that Lions game, I think they're losing that because you can't have your defense.
Game. It was 28-24.
Yeah, but late in that game, I would have trusted Detroit's offense to get a score over Baltimore's.
You're right. Like I said, at minimum, they're 2-1 if he doesn't fumble the football.
You talk about Roquan Smith. I feel like the whole team on defense played like Roquan Smith. They wanted no parts with the way David Montgomery was absolutely destroying them. And the thing about it seemed like they were opening up giant holes. The offensive line was controlling line of scrimmage. And the Ravens did have some injuries on defense. But, I don't know, man. I just feel like this act is something we see often in this Ravens team. I just don't know. I just see it all the time. It's weird. They got a ton of talent. You got Kyle Hamilton. Man, and that there was nobody challenging that run. David Montgomery had a game of games, dude. I just was like, wow. Didn't see it coming. You couldn't have told me that. I was like, oh, he'll get you 10 fantasy points. That's not what happened. So
I just feel like that we can't, as much as we glaze and give respect to Derrick Henry, and it's deserved, we can't glaze over the fact that he's had 3 fumbles this year, and 2 of them have been super inept in bad timing situations. Guys, it's 7:50. We got to preview the game tonight. We got to go over some big games this week. Let's go quick. Tonight, who you like? Do you like the Seahawks? Do you like the Cardinals? The game's in Arizona. It's in a divisional rivalry game. Kyle, who do you like in this one?
I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm one of those who has the Seahawks as a major player in that division. I think defensively they're really good. I feel like the Achilles heel for them, Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold can play like he was 75% of last year, I think the Seahawks are a really good team. So if he gives them that tonight, I think the Seahawks win.
Well, I like the Seahawks. I like what they're doing with the running game. I like what they did to kind of reshape the team. Although I think it's stupid to use frail receivers in certain plays and put them in position for injury, but that's just me, Other than that, I think that they're a better team. And the Cardinals, I just feel like they're stuck in neutral. I don't see them. I don't know, man. I don't know if Kyler Murray has the drive to be better. I just don't see that fire in him. That same fire we see in Jalen Hurts. I see a guy that wants to get home and play Call of Duty at the end of the game. So that's cheap shot calling Call of Duty, but we all know his love for it. And I just feel like there's talent on that offensive side of the ball. Marvin Harrison, I feel like You want to start a new campaign? Free Marvin Harrison Jr. shirt. Let's get that, okay? Because the guy's running crisper routes. He's better than last year. If I'm looking at him on field, not just on catches, how he's running routes. And I just feel like they don't have enough to really come after the Seahawks, even though it's on the road. I mean, they're a 1.5 underdog on the road, both 2-1 teams. I believe that in the Seahawks at 2-1 more than I believe in the Cardinals at 2-1.
Guarding through, who you got in the game?
So you can give Marvin Harrison a free Marvin Harrison shirt, but he'd probably drop it because he couldn't hold on to anything in that last game. He was bad.
That's true.
I'm taking the Seahawks. Not only do I just like Seattle better, I think the loss of James Conner will be pretty sizable for the Cardinals. He's been a pillar of that offense the past couple of years, and having to come back and try to win without him on a short week against a quality opponent, I think that's going to be too much for him.
Guys, I remember me saying this. I could just throw the pie in my face. Now, the Seahawks are the better football team. They've played great defense this year. I love Mike McDonald's scheme. I like what they're doing in Seattle. Godfrey picked the Seahawks. Kyle picked the Seahawks. Gardy 3 picked the Seahawks. Saigon picked the Seahawks. Jory picked the Seahawks. John Suggs picked the Seahawks. 71% of the bets are on the Seahawks. Give me the Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals at home. When everyone's telling me to go right, I go left. I don't have any rhyme or reason for this. I think the Seahawks are the better football team. I just can't believe it's that obvious in a 1.5 point spread. My pick will be the Cardinals. I think the defensive line will get after the quarterback. That's the staple of Jonathan Gannon defenses. They will absolutely get after the quarterback. They got to stop the run. Kenneth Walker. That's the main target. I'll take the Cardinals to win in a low-scoring game. Give me the Cardinals in the under.
Okay.
Sunday, we're just going to go over big ones real quick. I've got to start in Dublin, Ireland. $800 per ticket. Brian Flores. Where's the note at? Let's see if I can get it back up here. I probably can't. It's probably another thing. Yep, hold on. Get Brian Flores at headcoachingjob.com. We're starting the website. Get Brian Flores at headcoachingjob.com.
There should be some jobs available.
This is insanity. What the Minnesota Vikings defense has done, they're going to play in Ireland versus Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings get it done unless the ginger Jesus Carson Wentz throws the ball to Pittsburgh too many times. Who do you guys like in this game? I'll take the Vikings.
I've got the Vikings as well. Give me Flores in that defense.
Oh, yeah. I think I agree. Rodgers has a lot of experience facing Brian Flores, but he still has also struggled quite a bit. So as long as Carson Wentz plays state football, I'll take the Vikings.
What happened there?
Oh, my cat, just like when I do podcasts, wants to come right in the area. So I have a squirt bottle. And this is how I defend the home. And then she knocked over a bottle of vodka. Didn't break though. So, yeah. Doesn't go up here at all ever, but since I'm here, she has to. Like, she'll go right in here. So I have to, fortify myself. So, yeah. That's what happened.
Who do you like in Vikings Steelers?
Man, that's a tough one, man, because, part of the reason they're an $800 ticket is because, it's Ireland. Art Rooney owns the team, blah, 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 blah. I do think that that's going to be a tough game. The thing about, I don't know, can they run the ball on the Steelers? I feel like you can. I'll go with the Vikings here. It's going to be a close game. If they don't make Carson Wentz have to win the game, then they can win the game. That's going to be the problem if they do. I don't know if they can move the ball as effectively yet in that Steelers offense. I was looking for him to get going with Caleb Johnson as a rookie. They don't like him that much. I don't know if that's the Aaron Rodgers effect. He's known for not liking rookies. So, we'll see. But Caleb Johnson, I thought was going to be the starting running back, and they just got some guys. Jalen Warren's okay, but I mean, come on, dude. That's good. You're going to hang your hat on him. And I don't know if I see it. So I think the Vikings can edge him out for sure.
Jackson Dart starting his first game for the New York Giants. They're going to get the Los Angeles Chargers traveling across the country. 3-0 Chargers, Jim Harbaugh. Is this the right time to start Jackson Dart?
It is if you don't want to get fired.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
I feel like next week versus the Saints might have been the mark, but whatever.
Yeah,
I guess
speaking of
starting at home makes sense,
Hmm.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't. I don't. I'm assuming everyone's on. We're not debating this, right? Everyone's on the Chargers in this game.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Go Giants. Chargers should easily win this.
Chargers are playing inspired football. I just don't see. Yeah, Gene, I would have started them next week, but the pressure is so high in New York because they suck so long for so
I think
long.
the worst part was it was like a 7-point game, and they had 1st and goal, and Russell Wilson threw 3 balls out the tunnel. I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, even on 4th down, I'm like, I mean, at least throw an interception. I don't care. Just don't throw it away again.
Yeah, 4th down, he threw it through the uprights. So I was like, well, you're going for it on 4th. Give somebody a chance.
Yeah, and then plus, dude, yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. I lost my thought there, but this doesn't make any sense. I as a Giants, I'm not a Giants fan, but Giants fans got to be thinking, man, Daniel Jones is 3-0.
We're gonna get there.
Saquon wins the Super Bowl. McKinney. I don't know.
Philadelphia Eagles take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in hell, right? Tampa's been hell for Philadelphia, but Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing without Mike Evans. That's huge for Philadelphia. Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin might make his return Sunday. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But who do you like in this game? Baker Mayfield and the Cardiac Bucks, first quarterback ever to start the season 3 straight weeks with game-winning drives versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Todd Bowles is absolutely in the mind of Jalen Hurts. I'm going the Buccaneers here. I'll take the Bucs in an ugly 21-13 game.
I got the Bucks as well. Give me Baker the gamer, and Buka has emerged, and he's going to become a big part of that offense with Evans out. So I agree with you. I think it's low scoring, but I feel like Baker may have the ball in his hands with a chance to win it, and he might get it done again.
I hate this game, but I was definitely on the Bucs winning, but I think Evans is a huge, huge loss for them. I don't think they have the firepower at receiver to do it. Evans is a big loss. I mean, you can do stuff different defensively just because he's not in the game. So I'm going to go with the Eagles here. I mean, they're 3.5-point road favorite, which is kind of surprising spread, but I would go with the Eagles to win this one. I think they can. If Evans was there, I would give it to the Bucs, but I think the Eagles are going to edge one out.
Yeah, no.
They left a day early to go to Tampa Bay. It's in their mind. They're like, we're going to take care of business. They marked this on their calendar. Jalen has this on his calendar. I promise you. They left a day early.
You're taking the Eagles, Cardi?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you start us with this one? Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are traveling on the road to take on the Los Angeles Rams.
Did you say Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel Jones, 3-0. The team's punted 1 time. Second in points in the NFL. Do the Colts go into LA and beat the Rams, Cardi?
I don't think so. I think this is kind of where the luck runs out. I think the Rams can just dominate the line of scrimmage in a way that the Colts might not have faced yet. They have a very good defense and defensive line. And this is going to be a Rams team that's going to be angry and pissed off at the way they lost to Philly the week prior. So I think a motivated Rams team gives the Colts their first loss of the season.
Yeah, I'm with you, Cardi 3. I think that, and listen, if he gets me again, I don't know what to say. But you ever watch the movie Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yes.
Luck don't last forever, lawn boy. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
I got the Rams too.
I'm going Colts. They're not going to run the inside zone like the Eagles did all the time against the Rams. Okay, Jonathan Taylor's a beast so far. They know how to run the ball. They got a pretty good offensive line, and they're not making Daniel Jones have to win the game. Right?
Second cheapest ticket in the house, by the way. LA fans are awful. They're so bad.
awful.
Yeah.
I'll move to California one and just buy Ram season tickets just to put it as stocking stuffers. Here you go. This one's for you. This one's for you because they're so damn cheap. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like you got two NFL teams and like you don't even have like they would kill for a fan base like an Eagles fan base or a Ravens fan base or whatever. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Can't be bothered.
I just want to be. We're gonna go 2 more games and then we're gonna give our best bet for the week and then it will be done. But the Baltimore Ravens take on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, in Arrowhead. The second time this year, the Chiefs are home dogs. Ravens 2.5-point favorites. What do you guys like in this one? Who goes 1-3? The Ravens or the Chiefs?
I'll take the Ravens in this
bingo
one.
card.
I think this one. I think the Ravens win this one. I can at least trust in the Ravens offense. They've had 2 40 pieces in their worst game. They dropped 24, which should be enough. Even if they score 24 against the Chiefs, should be enough to win them this football game. The Chiefs offense has not been good. So, and that's putting it very nicely. So I think at the end of the day, a battle of 2 tough defenses, but I think the Ravens offense is just so far ahead of where the Chiefs are right now that'll give them the advantage they need to win this one.
The issue with me is how damaged is Baltimore from that Lions game? Because if they turn around, go to the Chiefs, and find a way to lose that, that's going to be the 3rd test and 3rd failure. And part of me thinks the Chiefs get it done. I don't know how, but I just feel like the Ravens keep the minute too long. And I'm going to agree with Jory here. Tyquan Thornton, who the Patriots couldn't figure out how to keep him healthy, all of a sudden looks like Xavier Worthy 2.0. I think he has a day.
I think he looks really good. Godfrey, who you like in this one?
I'm going Ravens. I think this is going to be the revenge game for Isaiah Likely. He's going to shred them, if he ends up playing. If not, I just think that they're going to be an angry team. And I just don't think the Chiefs have the teeth in them anymore. Travis Kelce's yelling at Andy Reid. Frustrations are boiling over. And you guys are talking about Tyquan Thornton. Well, Tyquan Thornton gives me flashes of Todd Pinkston. I just said it right there, okay? Stinkston, all right? These Chiefs remind me so much of an Andy Reid Eagles team with McNabb when they didn't have receivers and they had a bunch of Jags at running back, okay? They are in love with their system. They think the system will equal wins without the talent. And I've seen this act with Andy Reid before, and the roost has come home. And until they restock or Rashee Rice gets back, Travis Kelce's on the twilight of his career. They're going to be 1-3, and this is a down year for the Chiefs. A down year for the Chiefs. And I think the Ravens are pissed. If they come out there and lose to the Chiefs after these 2 out of 3 losses they had, they are feckless. They are feckless because they have no guts. If they should, on paper, they should beat the snot out of the Chiefs. I'm sorry. They should. There's no reason why.
Okay. I asked before who had this on their bingo card, and I didn't raise my hand, but I did. I had the Kansas City Chiefs 1-3 going into the season. 100% had the Chiefs 1-3. Did you just LOL yourself? How did that happen?
No. I was laughing at John stuff.
Yeah,
about
Josh Gordon comment.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna LOL myself.
But I like the Ravens in this one. I think they're the better football team. I think the Chiefs' offense stinks. I predicted them to go 1-3. I predicted Chargers to win the division. I was told I was an idiot. I was told I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's crazy. I don't see why people couldn't see that ascension in last year with the way the team formed and how things played out. The ascension and the descension of the Chiefs. I think that's spot on, Gene. I was on the same thing. I'm buying Justin Herbert rookie cards wherever I can because the value is going to go up this year because of them winning division. I thought Keenan Allen was a smart move. He still could play football. He's got a guy back that he's got a security, but and Jim Harbaugh has done nothing but win wherever he went. Nothing but win.
And
Sounds
Quentin
like
Johnson learn how to catch.
Dallas, Green Bay.
I think
In
that's a
Dallas.
rush.
Pat,
Ooh.
Guardy 3. You want to go first or last?
I can just get mine out of the way. I think the Packers have this game over by halftime. I'll take the Packers, and I think they win it in a very convincing fashion. I think the Packers are just angry. I think they're going to come out. They're going to be angry, and the Cowboys just do not have the same juice that the Browns do on the defensive line. Matt Eberflus plays the most vanilla coverages you'll ever see. And I think the offense will come out and make a statement by just picking this defense apart and absolutely having this game over and done with by halftime.
Kyle, what are you liking this one?
I'm taking the Packers. I think defensively, I think Parsons is going to get after it. You might see Parsons run up to the booth and, sack Jerry Jones at some point. Like, he's probably had this game circled since the deal. I think offensively, I feel like Jordan Love's been teasing the deep ball connection with Matthew Golden. I think at least one big play touchdown from Matthew Golden against the Cowboys. So I'll take the Packers.
As God is my witness, I will put my mortgage on Micah Parsons getting a sack. Okay. Okay. This is the ultimate FU game, and he is going to have a damn field day. If you don't, this dude is looking like Clubber Lang in Rocky 3, training in the basement before he fights Rocky for the first time. I'm telling you right now, he's in the hyperbaric chamber. He's running with plastic bags on up and down the driveway. My guy is ready for a championship fight. I might even do 2 sacks. I mean, this dude, you're telling me he's not going to sack Dak? He's not going to want to embarrass the Cowboys? This is probably the most motivated person you've seen for a revenge game in a long time. I can't wait. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this game just to see Micah Parsons sack, Dakota Rain Prescott, who, by the way, if you say he's better than Jalen Hurts, take your football card away, because the dude has never let a comeback in his life. As soon as he's down by 13, he's a dead duck in the water. All right? That's all I'm going to say.
Go, Pack, go!
I got the Packers in this one. I think the Packers win this football game. Let's get into our best bets this week. I'll start with mine. My best bet this week is the New England Patriots and the emergence of Trevion Henderson. I think Henderson gets 15 to 20 carries this week. I love the Patriots to dominate the Carolina Panthers. 5.5, more like 15.5. Take the alternate line. Patriots in a blowout. Who's your best bet this week, Godfrey?
Oh, you know where I'm going with this. +3.5. Indianapolis Colts keep running. They're on the road against a team with the fake home advantage that doesn't have a real home advantage. You'll see more Colts fans there than you'll see Rams fans, which is astounding to me. And I don't even know, did the Colts fans even have a chant? I don't even know if they do. You may not be here at this game. You may see that stupid mascot they have hitting Sean McVay in the face with a pie. So all I know is, at the end of the day, +3.5. I'm riding with Danny Dimes into LA. Book it here.
Danny Diamonds turns into Danny Nichols on Sunday. Brett, who's your best bet?
Yeah, you know what? If I was going to put money on something, I think I would just put it on the Chargers. They're a 6-point favorite to beat the Giants. And I think when you're going up against a rookie quarterback going into his first start, I think that's pretty much a lock. So I'm going to ride with Justin Herbert and the Chargers on Sunday.
And Kyle, who's your best bet?
That's a good one. I'll go with – no, I'll take the game tonight. I'll take the Seahawks 1.5. I really like the Seahawks team. I think if Baltimore could have it their way, they'd have McDonald back running that defense. Give me the Hawks tonight.
John Suggs says, put me down for the Jags to come in and take down the lucky 49ers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sideline to Sideline. Kyle, where are we going to see you next, my friend?
Tomorrow night, Passion and Precision with Jory and Key. We will have a lot to talk about, so make sure you tune in for that.
Godfrey, appreciate it. Where are you going to see you next?
You're going to see me. You're going to see me here next week. That's where you're going to see me next.
Guardy 3, when will we see you next, brother?
Man, I got my double coming up. You're going to see me about 50 minutes on the And One podcast. We're going to be doing a tier list of all the starting NBA centers. Going to be a lot of fun, and then you can catch me on the morning show tomorrow morning. It's going to be a great time.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to Sideline. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walzak. That's Taking It Deep with D. Godfrey, Prince of Production, Kyle Edwards, and he's not guarding 2, he's guarding 3.